How have you felt vulnerable around your PCAs, Dan? Have you come up with any? None, huh? Privilege. That's a good thing.
Sorry.
It's not to apologize for it. I feel it particularly with the vulnerability when there isn't a good relationship between the PCA and myself. So I don't think about this all the time. I don't think to myself when there's a good rapport, oh, this person could hurt me right now. But when there is tension brewing in a relationship, then yeah, I start to think about it. And I had a PCA once who was very, very quick to anger. Actually, now it's 3, but 2 in particular. We would be grocery shopping and someone would bump into this person, the PCA, and she would ask, like, oh, are you trying to start a fight? And the people in the grocery store were like, oh, I'm sorry, I made a mistake. And it were situations like that where just the slightest perceived wrongdoing could set this person off. And one time we didn't agree on something and she started to get angry. And I remember I was sitting on the toilet, and this was a long time ago. And I thought, she might take her anger out on me. And that's happened on a few occasions. It's scary. And I've never gone really digging to find out of stories where, personal care employees have actually gone through with it. I've heard some national news stories where, there was a nanny, I think she was in New York, who murdered the children that she was hired to care for. I haven't asked around a lot about, I've seen only very superficially on Facebook, like stories of people like myself who rely on care assistance every day, where they say like they felt almost like there's some sexual abuse there, which is really frightening as well, where they felt like, the employee was staring at them oddly or touching them inappropriately.
My eyes go down, now my heart beats, I was just is there so security check?
So someone take the money that the kid was.
Yeah.
Yikes. That's bad. That's horrible. So we're telling you this because it's something that, again, I don't think a lot of people talk about. They don't. What are our recommendations for people? Because I think we have a unique perspective here. I think we can provide some help.
Yeah.
There are some things that you can do to keep yourself as safe as possible. The first thing is, I don't recommend necessarily speaking up in the moment when you're most vulnerable. Because if you start start to disagree with them or voice what you don't like that they're doing in that moment, they might just leave. And that's something that I think about all the time when I'm in those situations. When you are back in your chair or whatever you need to have some distance between that person, then I think, depending on how severe things have gotten, you can start voicing what specifically you didn't like about what they were doing and how they need to change it. Now, again, it's very dependent on what your relationship is with that person. If it's gone so far south and you are not getting along, or if you have any feelings that they could become violent towards you, I do not recommend voicing your input even in person. I mean, you can do so. You can call them up later when they've left they've left your house, and you can communicate with them then. Yep, you need to find at least one trusted friend who you can explain the situation to, and will try to understand this unique situation. A lot of people don't understand just how unique and vulnerable we truly are. But if you don't have someone at all that you can share this information with, it will, then you're going to have to resort to, police and hospital staff or someone else that could help in an emergency situation. Because if you feel that this person is capable of physically hurting you, you need to involve the local authorities. I think sometimes we can't believe when somebody would be so cruel or be so unfeeling, but people will do things in the heat of a moment that they might not really mean when they look back on it, but they'll still do it. And so I don't want you to be a victim. See if you can have a conversation with this person. If you don't think you can, talk to a trusted friend, try to get them to just fill in too. And then if it's really severe, if you feel like you may become a victim of violence, then you need to call, your local police and get people involved. And if you're using like Medicaid home care services, there are like the service providers who are supposed to be your intermediary, and they're supposed to report issues of abuse. So there are resources, but I'm telling you the top 3 ways of protecting yourself.
We will be discussing how I live Larry safe the day this past weekend, and continue to assist us every day. Until then, ciao.
Keep it Ginchiest.